Yeah, watching Poland Daily Business. When the COVID-19 pandemic started and the lockdown and various other restrictions to the people's movement and subsequently businesses were imposed, we kind of hoped that the economic losses incurred by this will be solved, will be eased by the sales in November and December. Well, it seems it is problem with this. Marcin Roszkowski, CEO of Instytut Jagielloński, is our guest tonight. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So it looks that our hopes for the retail, strong retail rebound in November and December will go to vain.
We are in a deep recession, and the Polish government, as many governments in Europe and all over the world, have very hard decision to make, whether to open parts of the economy or, for example, before Christmas holidays, or to keep the lockdown. The virus is spreading as the same way as the economy is developing. So by movement, if we restrict the movement, the virus is being stopped, but also the economy is dying. And there's no government in the world that can support the whole economy for a year. So this is the trade-off. This is the decision every government needs to make when ruling. And this is the problem we are witnessing. Opening in December the retail sectors probably will be a boost to the economy, and the deep recession will be not as deep as it could be. But the problem is that we will be poorer because of the economic crisis caused by COVID. Whether the retail opening will help, we'll see. Probably yes, because most of the sales of some sectors are done in December and November. So hopefully that will boost up the recovery.
We see the data from the economy, and the data shows that during the full spread of the COVID-19, the economy is doing better than expected, better than in April or March this year. Why is that? Are we smarter? Are we better prepared for the COVID-19? Are we avoiding the restriction of the economy?
I think we are hardworking and obeying the restriction, but also hardworking, and Poles try to make best of the situation. So the economy is not dying instantly as in many areas in the world. But this is a tough point and cannot be prolonged for a long time. So we'll see what will be the end of this journey. Hopefully, the vaccine or other medicines will help fight the medical crisis, and when we are done with the medical crisis, the recovery will begin, and we'll try to get to the business as usual. But the problem with this pandemic is that it consumes three crises. First of all is the pandemic, so the medical crisis, the economic crisis, depression or a recession, and also political crisis. When in many countries it happens, and there are riots on the streets. So actually, the problem with the situation is to solve the base of this pandemic, so the medical crisis, the virus crisis, which actually the hope for it is the vaccine or developing of medicine. So let's keep fingers crossed for ending this first crisis.
Well, the vaccine is obviously the most important. We see the number of vaccines that are going online, and even we've heard that the vaccine will be available free of charge for the Polish citizens here in Poland, which is a kind of bold statement, because we talk about $20 per dose of one of those vaccines. 2 doses, $80 per pen. So you multiply that by the number of people in Poland, and you came...
But actually, it doesn't matter. The economy, the costs of lockdown are are much higher. The couple of billion of zloty that will be spent on the vaccine is less than the weekly or monthly loss of the economy. So it's not a big of a deal. Some of the vaccines are a couple of zloty each, as we can hear in the media, and a couple of are tens of zloty each. So I think the Polish government and other European governments will manage with the situation. It's tough, but the costs are lower than supporting the lockdown, paying out workers for not working, and so on and so on. So I think this is not a crucial part of this equation.
The crucial part is to end this crisis and come out of it. Will we emerge stronger or not is a question of debate. Marcin Roszkowski, chairman of the Jagiellonian Institute, was our guest, sir. Thank you very much for this conversation.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Yes, you too. And that was it for Poland Daily Business. And we will be back tomorrow, same time. So please tune in.